standing naked with other men, naked, with their penises out, naked. G'day guys, MrAusAdventure here. Today I would like to talk to you about some interesting things that happened in the workplace when I was a panel beater working on cars. Panel beater, for those who don't know, is someone that works in the smash repair industry, repairing accident damaged cars. So I would see a lot of cars come in on tow trucks. A lot of people would bring their cars in for repairs. Some people would clean their cars beforehand and other people would not. I have to tell you that I saw some interesting things while I was working on cars. The amount of cars that came in, absolutely disgusting, filthy health hazards, was incredible, absolutely amazing. And I have to tell you, the majority of these were owned by females. Yes, sorry for all those women out there watching this, you are animals, you are pigs. In general, that is, you know, I'm not trying to put anyone down specifically, but the majority of cars that I saw that were absolute pigsties were owned by women. Some of the things I found in cars over the years are quite interesting. Underneath the dashboard of a car, I found $500 one time stashed up under there. It all fell out when we were pulling apart some wiring, pulling things out from behind the dash. $500 dropped out. Another time I found $500 in an envelope underneath the seat, underneath the rear seat of the car. When we approached the owner of the car about this, he said, "Oh yes, that's my secret stash I keep from my wife, so she doesn't know, you know, I've got little things I like to spend money on and I keep this away from her so she doesn't know what I'm spending my money on." So because I was so honest, he gave me a $10 reward. Isn't that nice? When I was an apprentice, one of my boss's friends, his car came in, and while I was working on that, there was naked pictures of his wife's vagina in there. A big hairy thing. She was probably in her 50s or so at the time, because he was in his 50s. He was a big guy, so I imagine she was pretty big too. It was pretty scary. Along the similar vein, there was a car that came in one time on the back of a tow truck, and the back window was smashed, and we're just wandering past, you know, pushing it in and stuff, and you're looking in the back window at all the junk flying around all over the back, and there's all these photos in there, and you can't help but just, you know, take a peek. There was photos of the owner of the car, which we didn't know at the time until we saw him the next day come in, standing naked with other men, naked, with their penises out, naked, and then there was photos of penises in mouths and all sorts of homosexual photography. I'm sure I don't have to explain too much, you can use your imagination. So I also found a sex videotape in a car. This largish sort of man with a big hairy beard had this sex videotape in his car, and that was a disgusting car. There was crap all over the car, and while I was cleaning out some of that, I found this videotape, and you know, you get tempted to take these things home and watch them, but no, I never did that. That's a bit seedy. What we would find underneath seats a lot of the time, in amongst the food scraps and all sorts of stuff, was coins. So it was considered fair game if you found coins underneath the back seat of a car. They were yours to keep. Sometimes, you know, I found $30 worth of coins underneath seats. Other times you would find $1 or $2. You would normally keep stuff like that, but if you found any notes or anything that was obvious, you wouldn't keep that. I also found like traces of marijuana in cars. Found that quite often. That was pretty common. You would find other little traces of white powder and stuff in some cars, and you wouldn't know what it was. You'd find weapons like knives and baseball bats underneath seats, all sorts of things like that. People paranoid, obviously, mixing with the wrong crowds, felt the need to carry a weapon with them. Another time I was working with a friend on a caravan. I was not panel beating at this stage, but a friend of mine had a caravan repair business and I was helping him out, and we were working on this on-site caravan. We were pulling it apart to repair the roof, and as I was reaching up and just getting some stuff out of the top shelf, I pulled down, I didn't know what it was initially. I pulled it down and just went, what's this? And it sort of half fell on my face and everything. It turned out that it was a whopping great strap-on dildo. Right in my face. That was quite amazing to get that in the face. Yeah, that was fun. The caravan was owned by this old guy. Like, he was, I would say old, he was, you know, in his 60s or whatever, and didn't seem like the type of person who would have a big whopping strap-on dildo in his caravan. But anyway, never can tell. Alpacas. So yeah, that's just some of the things I've found in cars over the time. The next video I'll tell you all about the hijinks we used to get up to in the workplace, the pranks that got pulled on each other on pretty much a weekly basis. Come to the end of the line.